Hello! Welcome to Tier List Tuesday!
Tier List Tuesday! Pew, 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 pew.
Tier List Tuesday. Actually, let's get it on that screen.
The widescreen.
The widescreen. You can see us in all of our...
glory?
I don't know. I got to that point in the sentence and I was like, that can't be right.
All of our existence?
Yeah, we're here.
We're alive.
Number 2 and 3 at Tampa.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Sisters?
Sisters? Whatever.
Yeah.
Things happened, I think, at Tampa, and if you weren't there, if you weren't paying attention, you were missing out. That's all I'm saying. But World Eaters and Eldar also in the 2 and 3 spot.
Yep.
So we did pretty good.
Pow.
Two of us.
Yeah.
We didn't end up playing, though.
We didn't. I was afraid of you, so I'm kind of glad.
World Eaters.
I just didn't want to go second and get run over.
Yeah, that would have sucked.
You want to talk about some Space Marines?
Of course I want to talk about some Space Marines. There is a new codex out. I don't know if you've heard, Quinton.
I have.
There is a new codex, and that means there's content to be made.
And that content is about Space Marine characters, which we're reviewing. So this tier list, for those of you who care, is going to have epic heroes and all of the books. Basically, all of the characters in the core vanilla Space Marine book. It's not going to have your Bjorns, your Sanguinors, your Azrael, your Lions, because there would be way too many if we did every supplement character.
Yes, I think we would be here through till tomorrow,
yes.
And I don't know, maybe that feels like that could be a different Tuesday at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm super excited about it, but you know what else I'm excited about? I'm excited about the War Room. You want to know how Sisters won? You want to learn how to play World Eaters to the best of your abilities? You want to learn how to show up and take your free medal with Eldar? you can learn all of these things in the Art of War 40 in the War Room. There's a link down in the description for a 3-day free trial. We go in detail about everything that we know, everything we do. I know I'm going to be posting up a theory video today about the nuances of playing a fast melee army and how that impacts the game and how that affects everything. Things like that in the warroom.vhx.tv. Check it out. There's a 3-day free trial.
All right. Well, you want to go ahead and dive right in?
Of course I do.
Where are we starting, Jack?
Well, we are not starting with Agrax Agatone because he is an epic hero and I did not reorder this.
Where do you want to start?
All right, we're going to start with the Ancient. Because we're going to do all the epic heroes at the end. Because they're the cool ones that people are going to wait to want to see. So I'll just reorganize these while nobody's looking.
All right, so the Ancient, let's find out what he does. So this model is 50 points.
Yes.
So
yes, he is dirt cheap.
Yep.
Is that the points in the book or the manual?
This is the field manual.
Got it. Yes, because the points in the actual book are going to be slightly different.
Yes.
So, all right, what do we got?
He gives you +1 OC, and he gets a 4-up Field Pain if he's in range of an objective marker.
That does seem good.
Yep, but not the unit, just him.
Just him.
Other than that, he does.
Okay, that's less good. Yeah. All right, so he gives the unit +1 OC.
Yeah.
The benefit to this is that you can be battle shocked and still hold objectives.
Yep.
I guess. It's not great. I don't want to lie to you and say it's great.
No.
In fact, it's actually bad.
I don't think he's awesome.
Let me tell you how bad this guy is, actually, if we want to be honest. There is a second type of Ancient.
Yeah.
An Ancient Terminator armor. And if you notice here, we have... I mean, there's the Bladeguard Ancient, but whatever.
Sure.
If you notice here, we have all kinds of different characters. Captain Terminator armor and a regular captain. We do not have the Ancient Terminator armor because I couldn't be asked. He sucks.
He's really not good.
The Terminator one is more expensive and gives the unit +1 to hit if they're below starting and +1 to wound if they're below half. That is better than what this guy does, but not good.
Yeah. The problem is 50 points at that point, just buy another squad.
Yes.
You're like almost to just a whole nother squad, and he does nothing else.
No, he literally just gives them +1 OC for 50 points, which is ludicrous.
Yeah.
You could just get 2 extra models or something.
You get like 3. And the squads you can join, you get like 3.
Yeah. Like, oh yes, I'm going to make my intercessors OC3.
And if you want someone to hold an objective, take a better character.
You know, the only Ancients I'm interested in taking are Ancients that come with the squad without paying, like in Grey Knights.
And the guy from the Company Heroes.
Yes.
Which is actually pretty good.
Yes, that unit is quite solid.
Okay, the Bladeguard Ancient.
Yes, sir. We got the Bladeguard Ancient.
He does the same thing, but he gives +1 attack.
To the whole unit once a game.
That is an ability that is relevant.
It is. What is his cause?
Let's find out. 45 points. Why is he cheaper?
Wait, why is he cheaper?
He can only join Bladeguard veteran. He's actually not bad.
That's what I would join him to. He does not have a melee weapon worth a good goddamn.
No.
So having just more Bladeguard would actually also give you extra attacks, but the problem is
he only costs like 1 Bladeguard.
He's 45, right?
Yeah,
Bladeguard 30.
Okay, so he's 1.5 Bladeguard.
1.5 Bladeguard give them OC2 and plus. Okay, he's bad.
He's better than the regular Ancient.
He's way better, and he's cheaper for literally.
I would say your brother I am pinned here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
He's not great.
Yeah.
He's not great.
Not great.
Not great.
Not awesome.
But he does actually have a purpose, and he is somehow
something.
cheaper than a regular one.
Yeah.
Which I do not
understand
at all.
Okay.
Well done,
maybe?
G-Dubs.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, the Apothecary. The basic Apothecary. So he resurrects a model, and if his unit dies, you get a CP on a 2+. He's got a fancy pistol, it's AP4.
He's got 2 fancy pistols. He has both of them.
Oh, he can gunslinger.
He gunslingers. Yeah, like one of them's 3 inches. Yeah, one of them's 3 inches, one of them's 18 inches.
Okay. He can join... I mean, I don't hate this guy. How many points is the Apothecary?
He's not like...
He's 50 points.
50 points. He reses a model a turn.
The problem with him is the same problem with the Ancient. Is like, if you're paying for this model, just take more dudes.
Yeah, that was kind of the argument back in 9th edition of taking the Apothecary. But the Apothecary could heal anyone.
Yeah, and he also a separate piece, right? So if you could heal guys out of other squads, but now you can only heal out of the one squad. So, like, how often does, like, if you drop 10 Hell Blasters down, how often do they not just die?
Or, yeah, like, they usually take either very little damage or catastrophic damage.
Yeah, like...
And you know what's better than that? It would be a Librarian to give him a 4-up invuln.
Yeah, it's way better.
Yeah, just prevent the damage in the first place.
Sasha Edelkraut did that to me, and it was actually super annoying.
Yeah, he had, like, a Stern Guard unit with, like, a 4-up invuln.
It was really annoying to kill.
Yeah.
Because the problem was I didn't want to... Mentally in my head, I budgeted the damage for 10 Marines. And then I was like, crap, they have a 4-up invuln save.
Yeah.
I need twice as much damage now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem is, math-wise, he has to heal, like, 2 or 3 bodyguard models, and that's just never going to happen.
Yes. No, not
and
really.
He does nothing else.
The one time he was vaguely useful was if you took him with Desolators, right? Because I don't know if he can join Desolation Marines anymore.
He can. He can join.
He can. He still can.
Yeah.
People would... you would have him in the indirect mirror, right? Where you would lose like 4 of your guys, and then you would res a guy, and then you would shoot and do damage. He was also one of the only unit models that could join a Desolation Marine squad. But now the Desolation Marines are... how to put this politely, given with respect, terrible, and I'm glad about it. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy they're dead. Go to hell. Desolation Marines. I'm done with that bit. But
I'd say he's Brother Iron Pinned here. He's better than the Ancient.
He is not dead useless. Why does he exist? Like the Ancient.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like close.
He's not great.
Not great.
He's not great.
Not great. Okay. Yeah, it's like we're looking at models here that are very much, why is this not just one more guy in the squad or 2 more guys in the squad? I mean, I understand you cap at 10, but like a lot of the time, but like, why is this not 2 more guys in another squad, right? So it kind of...
like, the problem is like that, you can have that Apothecary or like a scout unit.
Yeah, that's like not even close.
Just take the scout unit.
Yeah,
it's way better.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Apothecary Biologis.
All right.
Well, so forgot to heal, but is actually pretty good.
Yes, because he doesn't undo damage. He causes damage. It's the harm assist.
Yeah, the harm assist. So he also doesn't really shoot, but he gives his unit lethal hits.
Yep, so he's a lieutenant.
And there's the hilarious ability where if you kill something, he becomes OC9.
Yes.
In melee.
Yes. So this stacks, this is a combo, right? Mm-hmm. This guy with the Gladius with aggressors. Because aggressors, there's not that many units that can join them. He still can, right?
Yep. Aggressors, eradicators, and heavy intercessors.
Sweet. So there's not that many units that can join aggressors. There's like the captain.
And that's it?
That's basically it. Because you have to be in Gravis armor. Calgar might be able to, but don't quote me on that. Okay, sweet. Quote Quinton on that. But he can join them. He gives them lethal hits. Mm-hmm. And then if you kill someone in melee, which the unit might do, he's a bunch of OC on the objective. But he's a caddy for Fire Discipline, which is the newly named Bolter Discipline when they noticed that you could put on things that weren't bolters.
Yep.
So Bolter Discipline, he can hold it, join aggressors, and then give them lethal hits to trigger off of exploding 5s, or any other combination that applies to their damage. Giving them lethal hits is great. It's just, he's the best character to buff that unit.
The big thing about this is a unit that doesn't actually care that much about the oath changing. Or it cares a lot, but not as much as other units.
Yes.
Because a lot of its damage was done on the lethal hits.
Also, the Boltstorm Gauntlets are twin-linked.
Yep. So of every unit in the Marine Codex, the aggressors with that package didn't change, and it loses the least out of oath changing.
Yes, and it hits
very hard.
Very hard. If you've not been shot by it, you look at their stat line and go, that's pathetic. I would never die to AP 0 damage 1, and then very quickly it turns into AP 2 damage 1, and very quickly you're taking 50 saves.
This unit, by the way, kills like the Avatar on average.
Yes, well, the Avatar is also half damage.
True, so a lot of damage 1.
A lot of damage 1. But it basically does kill most things between lethal, sustained 5s, full rerolls to hit, some of it's rerolling to wound, and just a bunch of AP2 damage 1, because you get ignores cover AP1 off the strat, and if they're the closest target, you get an additional pip of AP, and you just until your opponent goes to sleep.
I think this guy's an angel of death.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't think he's good on his own merits. I think he happens to be a thing that can join aggressors.
Okay, so but the problem is I see him in like every competitive list.
That's fair. So maybe him joining. All right, we can put him up there.
Okay, I can see the argument for chapter approved, but he's definitely up there. He's very good.
Yeah, he can join aggressors and give them lethal hits, which is exactly what a Gladius aggressor unit wants.
Yep, really badly. Okay.
All right, regular
captain.
Regular captain. No longer a distinction between Primaris and Firstborn. You just can't. It's just captains.
You have a melange of war gear options benefiting the 12,000 captain kits that are currently out there.
Okay, what do you got?
You can take a bolt pistol or a heavy bolt pistol or a Neo-Volkite pistol or a plasma pistol, and then you can take a power weapon or a power fist or a close combat weapons. So his whole thing is he lets you use a strat once for free, once a turn for free.
Yes.
This is all the captains do that, and then all of the captains do something else.
Yes.
His is he once per battle in the fight phase, he gets +3 attacks and devastating wounds.
Yes, so he has his swaggiest hour.
Yeah.
Where he goes in and he just slams somebody.
If you give him like some kind of relic weapon or something, he actually hits super hard.
He does, but he does not anymore have the benefit of Oath. Are any of his melee weapons twin linked?
No.
That is a problem. Because before it was you rerolled wounds and you fished for dev wounds, and you would then take a relic weapon to give him like extra damage, and you would slam them. But without Oath, he gets significantly worse. With the changes to battle tactics being the only strats you can use for free, he's all right, but not amazing. What is his cost?
So a regular bog standard captain is 80 points. There's nothing I want him to join that needs a free strat bad enough for 80 points and like an okay extra melee attack.
Yeah.
He's fine. He's not bad. He just doesn't do anything I want him to do.
No, that's right. You could compare him to a Chaos Lord, right?
Yeah.
Chaos Lord does almost exactly the same thing. His finest hour is like different in a way that doesn't really matter. But the Lord gets access to reroll hits and wounds now.
Which is way better.
And Dark Pacts.
Also, the Demon Hammer is way better than any of the relics this guy can take.
Yeah, once a game it goes up to, I believe, +1 attack, AP, and damage.
It's like 6 attacks at like 9/3/3 devastating wounds.
With reroll hits and wounds and Dark Pacts. It hits
real hard.
Yes. I think without Oath, I think his damage capability went down a little bit.
I would say he's codex compliant.
I would say so. He's solid. He's fine. He's not great.
Yeah, he's just okay.
He's aight.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got for the Gravis captain?
The Gravis captain. So this guy, you get a bolt rifle, which isn't bad, or a bolt storm gauntlet, which isn't twin linked. Oh, because he only has the one.
Yes.
And then a power weapon, a power fist, a relic blade, a relic chainsword, or a relic fist are all various amounts of attacks and strength, and they're all like AP 1 and 2 damage too.
Yes. So if you want to take the extra attack, like the extra attack weapons, you have to take a Power Fist on his main hand.
Yes.
This guy is pretty decent, actually.
So his thing, instead of getting extra attacks, he gets half damage.
Yes.
I actually think he's quite good.
Yes. And I don't think the reason you take him is because he wants to join a unit. I think
he's just a lone guy.
He's a lone guy that's pretty decently tough, right? Toughness 6 with a 3-up, 4-up, 6 wounds, half damage.
You can armor contempt him. You can put him in cover.
Yeah. He's not going to stand in front of your opponent's army and take hits. Like, that's not real. But what he will do is be on the side of the board with like 8 attacks. Yeah. Just winning random fights around the board.
Yeah, now, like if the game gets really scrappy and you're like, man, someone's got to go kill those 3 Space Marines.
He will go kill those 3 Space Marines. In addition, he can use free strats on himself, which sometimes is pretty dope. Like, I know I theorized him in Black Templars. Yeah. Still probably want to take him in Black Templars, to be honest with you. And you give him the enhancement, Perdition's Edge, for something that's like +1 strength and AP, depending on what you do. Where it makes his attacks pretty decent, and then he can use the Battle Tactics Strat to get an extra pip of AP, so his Chainsword's AP3, his Fist's AP4, you know.
I think he's pretty good.
I think he's pretty good. I think he needs to be in a detachment with an enhancement he wants. Yes, so in the Vanguard Spearhead, he really wants to be a lone operative with stealth.
A lone operative. This guy's amazing.
Yeah, he's a great lone operative.
Then he just runs around being annoying.
He's also, I believe, 85 points, if you want to check me out. That one.
Captain and Gravis armor is 80 points.
80 points.
80 points.
80 points. Okay, so he went down since the last time.
I think he's, like, worth it.
I think he is worth it. He's a good lone op. The version you see here is not the version you take, by the way. It's the version with, like, the fist going, and then he has, like, the chain sword or power sword or other power fist going on. Yeah. You take him with an enhancement. Either the enhancement for a 4-up Feel No Pain on that guy would be miserable to do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You give him the enhancement for Lone Op and Stealth in the Vanguard. You can give him the enhancement in the Gladius, as Relic Scuppin points out in the chat, for a 2-up armor save.
That's really annoying.
Which is pretty decent.
He's just annoying.
You can give him the enhancement in Templars, Perdition's Edge. I believe it's +1 strength and AP to all of his weapons, which helps take many of them over a breakpoint.
He's also got the grenade keyword. He's like a very slow, very durable Autarch Wayleaver.
Yes. Yeah. And also, if your opponent mistimes their attacks, he just basically gets a free Armor of Contempt. Yep. Or if you weren't planning to use Armor of Contempt anywhere else, you just Armor of Contempt. He's in cover. Like, have fun with that.
Yeah. I think he's chapter approved.
Yes, I would say so. I think he's, like, surprisingly good just by himself. But they did not plan to make him good by himself. They planned to make him go with, like, aggressors and whatever. And it turns out, no, half damage on himself just means, like, hey, half damage and extra attacks is, like, what you need. Now, if he had Finest Hour, I would be super enthused for him. But as it is, I'm like, man, he's not bad. He's pretty good.
Okay, the Captain in Jump Pack. He can also take a variety of Astartes melee weapons. He gives his unit +1 strength when they charge.
Yes. So, Relic Scuppin, Sanacht. Sanacht says you can give him Tannhauser's bonus to reduce damage to 1. It unfortunately halves damage, which I believe just halves it still, and then you don't get the 5-up Feel No Pain on the unit because he's by himself.
Yeah, and this guy, the Captain, which up back to 85 points. I don't think this guy's bad. I think he compares very poorly with the Captain, or with the Chaplain.
Okay, so what you've looked into this? What does he do? He gives them +1 strength.
+1 strength. He's got some Astartes weapons, whatever. He's a captain.
He's got Rites of Battle. And that's it? Does he hit kind of hard or no?
I mean, he hits. He's a captain. He's just a captain.
Okay, without Finest Hour.
Without Finest Hour, he's got 5 attacks at 822.
Yeah, it's not ideal. Yeah. It's not ideal. I mean, like, if we're looking for decent caddies for the lone op thing, he's not bad, right? Because he moves fast. Yeah. The Chaplain might even be better, although the Chaplain might need to lead a unit.
Yeah. Well, let me check out the Chaplain's thing requires him to be leading a unit.
The Chaplain in
it's leading
the Charge Mortals thing?
No. The
+1 to
wound.
Yeah. He seems... The Captain in Jump Pack feels kind of pointless, right?
I agree.
He was good in 9th edition when you just took him, kitted him out as hard as you could for damage, and then he was just a little missile you threw at somebody.
Yeah.
But what units does he really want to join in 10th edition?
He can join Assault Intercessors with jump packs and Vanguard Veterans with jump packs.
And out of the two of those, he's almost certainly wants to join the Assault Marines, I think.
The problem is that both of those units are like a bunch of strength 5 AP2 attacks. They don't really care about +1 to hit, +1
They're
strength.
AP1, right?
Yeah, they're AP1. But they really care about +1 to wounds.
Yes.
And the Chaplain's cheaper.
And the Chaplain
and
also
does charge mortals.
And also does charge mortals.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. If they hit harder, they could kind of be like the Chaos Lord, where it's, the unit of 5 dudes is just a Lord delivery system.
Yeah, but he doesn't hit hard.
No, the Captain in Jump Pack does not hit hard. Here's Horus, there's Horus, as pointed out. You can put him in Sanguinary Guard, which you cannot put a Chaplain in. And that's fair.
Sure.
If you want to take Sanguinary Guard, you probably do.
He's actually not bad in them.
You probably do take him.
Yeah.
Or you could take Dante, who might be better, actually. Probably is better.
Yeah.
Relic Scuppin! 5 Art of War 40k memberships.
Thank
you so much. Yes, we're going to do all of our super chats at the end. Sorry, we did not point that out. Mithril Blade, thank you for your super chat. We will get to it at the end of the video. But Relic Scuppin, thank you so much for gifting those Art of War memberships.
Yep. Thank you. I don't know. I think he's Brother Iron Pinned here.
He just feels... A decent number of these characters feel useless.
They just don't do anything.
Right?
Or they don't do anything, or there's one that does the same thing but better.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Okay, we've got the Phobos Captain.
Okay, this guy is weird because he by himself does absolutely nothing. He's a captain with a knife and a bolter.
That sounds bad.
But he gives you real redeploy. So he lets you redeploy after you know who's going first.
That is pretty rare. That exists in 2 places. The Vanguard Swarm or whatever.
Yes.
And this guy.
He
only gives it to you...
to Phobos units. So you can... And we see exactly who he gives it to. I'm pretty sure it's just Phobos and Infiltrators or whatever.
I think it's Phobos Infantry. So you don't even get to use it on the... The Walker.
No. Adeptus Astartes Phobos or Adeptus Astartes Scouts. Does the Warsuit? Let me check see if the Warsuit can be redeployed.
Yes.
Where is this thing? Talk about something. Oh, here, I found
it.
It is Phobos, so you can redeploy the Invictor Tactical Warsuit.
The Invictor Tactical Warsuit used to have a lot of guns with a lot of shots, and now it has a lot of guns with not a lot of shots.
Yeah.
And I don't love it.
No, it's very okay.
You can redeploy the Walker. You totally can. The problem is, how much do you care about that? I mean, he has a function, right?
He does.
He has a function. You take a bunch of Phobos units and you redeploy it. You redeploy them like funny redeploy.
Yeah.
Where you know who's going first, then you reset up your units.
You put them all on the line or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or you pull them back behind terrain. Like, it is useful if you wanted to go into that. It does
something.
If you wanted to go into that, I could absolutely.
He has a role.
Yes. And down here is, where we're going to be seeing people who don't have roles. Yeah. Okay. But he has a role. He has a thing he does. I just wish the for his sake, I wish the Invictor was a bit of a better unit.
Better unit, yeah. Okay.
The Terminator Captain.
Terminator Captain.
All right, I believe he gives reroll to charge.
He gives real charges.
Again, they're shown up a little bit by the Terminator Chaplain.
He's just better.
I know that John prefers the Terminator Captain because of the dopamine rush he gets anytime he makes a strat free.
Yes.
But I've played with both of them. I personally prefer the Chaplains just so the unit hits hard because Marines have an issue of not hitting hard.
I agree.
Reroll to charge is not bad because you just don't have a lot of CP to reroll charges a decent amount of the time.
Yeah. And
the free strat is not bad. But you're essentially paying a decent amount of points to free up CP reroll on the charge and a stratagem. And not very much past that.
No.
So, you by including them in your Terminator unit, you're making your CP more efficient, but you're not making the unit that much better.
The problem is that the Terminator unit's kind of ignorable.
Yeah, you need to hit hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 400 point unit that I'm like, all right, this Rhino's going to go tag you now. Cool.
Yes. You need +1 to wound in order to, have some kind of respect from people.
I think he's Brother Iron Pinned here.
I I would say so.
He's also 95 points. He's the most expensive.
Like, I think he's realistically up here, right? Because he is better than the captain.
That's true. He is actually better than those.
It's just that, you know, Terminator Chaplin's going to be ranked a little higher.
I will take codex compliant. He's fine.
Yeah. If you really, really want to put 2 enhancements in a unit, you can't do that with a Terminator Chaplain.
Correct.
So you can do that with him and the Terminator Ancient, and then you can include 2 characters or the in the unit. And that's not really a thing that has come up yet.
Nope.
But it could.
The Walking Chaplain.
All right. Walking Chaplain. So the Walking Chaplain is Leadership 5.
Which is cool.
Which is cool.
Actually relevant now.
He's
60 points.
He's 60 points, so he's dirt cheap.
You can join a bunch of foot dudes. Bladeguard notably.
Yes.
And Assault Intercessors, for what it's worth. He gives you +1 to wounds, and he can pick a unit at the start of any phase and make them not battle shocked.
He's not bad. For 60 points.
Really not bad.
60 points, he's a bundle of stuff I want. Bundle of things I want done.
He also doesn't hit, but he doesn't not hit.
Yeah, because he has +1 to wound from himself.
Yeah, so he's strength 6, AP 1, damage 2, +1 to wound. He's really not bad.
He's really not bad. He hits harder than a captain because the captain does not give himself +1 to wound. I would rather +1 to wound over +1 AP.
Agreed.
Now finest hour or whatever, but you know. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Chaplain line right now.
I think Chaplain plus Bladeguard's quite good.
Yes. I think it's just it's a solid unit, right? Mm-hmm. Chaplain plus Bladeguard is 240 points for 6 dudes with +1 to wound.
Yep.
And with +1 to wound, Bladeguard, boy, they really like that. Mm-hmm. They really like that. And then you unbattle shock unit, was it within 12?
Within 12, yeah.
At the start of any phase.
Which is, there's a lot of armies that rely on battle shock. It's actually not irrelevant now.
It's not. Especially Tyranids, they can battle shock you in the command phase, so you don't actually get out of it before you score. Not as helpful there, but it'd be helpful into a lot of their detachments that like battle shock. Well,
what you can do is they're like battle shock, and they're like, I'm going to shoot you. And you're like, start of the shooting phase, unbattle shock, you don't get +1 wound.
Yes, it's very big. Mm-hmm. Also, once they battle shock you with their Neurolictor, they can't like double battle shock you. Yeah, so they hit you with all the Neurolictor's abilities, and you're like, sweet, you are correct, I am battle shocked. And then, as you said, start of the shooting phase. Nope, sorry, unbattle shocked. Mm-hmm. Get wrecked. You flip the double bird at them and then you walk away. Yeah. So it's just a bundle of things I want done.
Yeah.
And Leadership 5 helps mean that unit themselves doesn't get battle shocked as easily. Mm-hmm. So it's nice. It's nice. +1 to wound also helps you.
He's really not bad.
He's really not bad.
Let's
talk about the Chaplain on bike.
So he also gives you +1 to wounds. He's got some guns that exist.
Technically. Well, no, they're important for a reason.
They are actually, yeah. Basically, whenever his unit shoots, and he can only join Outriders, you pick an enemy unit within 12, and all of your units get devastating wounds.
Oh, no, not all of your units.
All of your guns. His units. Sorry, all of your guns, not all of your units.
Yes.
This was way better when you had full oath.
Yes.
Hilarious story. I had an opponent roll super hot at me and kill a Wraith Knight with like a bunch of Outriders and a Chaplain.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was way better back when you had full oath for rerolls to wound.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the story of a decent number of units in here. But you didn't take it then.
No.
You're definitely not taking it now. How many points is this dude?
Chaplain on bike is 75 points.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
He's not great.
No. So if you could attach him to any unit at all, then like we're gaming.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Awesome.
But what really happens is you're making some bolt rifles, devastating wounds, and then you don't reroll wounds, so you're just fishing for 6s.
I mean,
but you can't even fish because you're not rerolling.
It's like 2 or 3 mortals.
Yeah, they're not. They are twin linked.
Sure, but it's if you take a big unit and you pay like 400 points, it's like 12 shots
at damage
1. You get super lucky and do like 4 or 5 mortals.
Yeah. No, this is a bad ability because it cannot go on a gun worth having, right? You can attach like I don't know. You can attach one of the big the buggies.
ATVs?
The ATVs.
Aren't they already devastating wounds on their own?
Well, you take the multi-melta and then you roll the 6.
I guess.
No, it's not good.
I say he's Brother Ironpinned here.
Highly inconsistent is probably the nicest way to put it.
Yes. I agreed.
All right, we got the Jump Pack Chaplain. Guy who's upstaging the Jump Pack Captain.
I like this guy.
Okay, what does he do?
So he's 75 points. He has 75 points.
75, not expensive.
He hits kind of hard because he has a Power Fist and a Crozius. So he's 8/2/2 with +1 to wound, 4 attacks. Hitting on 2s, notably. He gives his unit +1 to wound, and then he does some charge mortals. So he's him plus a unit of assault runners with jump backs. Hits kind of hard into light infantry and does like a bunch of charge mortals and is really cheap.
Yeah. Extra mortals and +1 to wound. It's pretty solid. Pretty solid. Where do you think this guy goes?
I think he's chapter approved.
I could see that for sure. He's actually useful.
Yeah.
So there's a combination here that the chat has pointed out with the bike chaplain that you can include him with the enhancement to flip it like it's basically Fate's Messenger or worse, I think. But then you include him with the multi-melta and you flip the die to a 6 and like you're still paying like 400 points for this.
That unit is so expensive.
Yeah.
For D6 +2 mortals.
But you are right in the chat. That is a very cute stratagem.
Yeah.
Sure. Very cute strategy.
I think that moves him up to the top of Brother I Am Pinned here.
Yes.
It makes it better than everything else there.
Yeah.
He's definitely not Codex the Sardi's off resurrection.
No.
Okay. Terminator Chaplain.
Terminator Chaplain. So this guy gives his unit a 4-up against mortals.
Which is very relevant.
Super relevant. Now, it's not as relevant as when devastating wounds were mortal wounds. But it's still relevant because people whip out grenade strat, or tank I have shock, charge mortals, or tank shock, or I have a dude who does D6 mortal wounds to you, or Doom Bolt, or some nonsense. Like, mortal wounds are still out there. They're still scary. And trading out the battle shock within 12 for a 4-up against mortal wounds is very good.
Yeah.
He still gives them leadership 5. He still gives them +1 to wound, and now he can take a Storm Shield. So So he goes up to 6 wounds with the Storm Shield? 6 wounds with
Storm Shield.
Or you can give him a Bolter, which you won't do.
You take the Storm Shields.
You take the Storm Shield. How many points is this dude?
This dude is 75.
75. Oh, that's right. He went down. He used to be like 90, 95.
Yeah.
This guy's great. This guy is legitimately just good.
He's awesome.
Very good.
He's just good. Him and Assault Terminators, he makes Assault Terminators genuinely very scary.
Yes. Yeah. Especially in something like Black Templars.
Yep.
They're unkillable.
Yeah.
And then the +1 to wound buff is a huge deal. It's a huge deal there.
Yes.
So, I'm a big fan of the Terminator Chaplain. I think he is the best way to run Terminators, like bar none. I think he's great.
Yep.
All right. We got the Judiciar.
Judiciar. He's kind of got an okay precision Great Blade. It's 7/2/2, 5 attacks, hitting on 2s. Notably, he can join Bladeguard.
He's devastating wounds.
So and
he is a master of executions, basically.
Yeah. He can join. He gives his units fights first, and every time he kills a character, he gets +1 attacks, which is kind of whatever.
That's super whatever. But giving his unit fight first is great when that unit is like Bladeguard.
I think he's not bad. How many points is he? Let's find out.
He's 75.
Okay.
Or maybe 70. Hold on. Judiciar. I think you have to scroll down.
I think I do. There's so many Space Marine data sheets.
No. Alphabet is hard. He's 70 or 75.
Yeah.
He's
70 points.
He's 70 points.
He's fine.
He's fine.
He's fine.
He's pretty decent. If you include him in a squad of Bladeguard, you will probably get about as much mileage out of it as a Chaplain.
I would rather have the Chaplain.
You think so?
I think I'd rather have the Chaplain.
I personally like having a unit that cannot get that can't get charged.
That's true.
Because the unit does hit quite hard if you decide you like her. You can't just frivolously charge it, right? Yeah. Like if a squad of Terminators charge it and pops armor contempt, then you're probably fine.
Yeah.
But if you 10
Khorne Berserkers or something.
10 Khorne Berserkers, if it's like you won't kill the whole unit, but you will let it know.
Yeah.
And they natively reroll 1s to hit, so you're not experiencing the I didn't put Oath on the target that's charging me, so now I suck into it, which is quite good.
Yeah, no, I think he's fine. I think he's pretty good. I would say he's codex compliant. Or do you think he's chapter approved?
I think he's definitely better than these guys here.
It's true. He's better than them. He does something that I would consider him in a list.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we've got the Librarian.
I really like the Librarian. So Sasha ran one into me at Tampa, and it was really annoying.
Yep. Yeah, what does he do?
So the big thing he does is he gives his unit a 4-up invuln. And a 4-up field no pain against psychic attacks, which is like cute, but it's not irrelevant.
Yeah.
And then notably, his gun is also not terrible.
It's like D6 shots with some like dev wounds or something?
D6 shots at 6/2 D3 devastating wounds.
It's not bad. Is it blast?
Bad. It is not blast.
Okay. And he gives them a 4-up invuln and a 4-up field no pain against psychic attacks?
Yep. And this model is 65 points.
Okay, that's pretty dirt cheap.
He can join a bunch of stuff. I really think he's just good. He also can carry a relic or whatever. Like I think he's just good.
He's just a good caddy
just
to
a
go
good
in a
unit.
lot of those infantry units that
a 4-up field no pain and another like decent gun. Like he's
situational 4-up field no pain, right?
Sure.
Like
no, sorry, a 4-up invuln.
4-up invuln,
which is like relevant.
It is relevant.
Yeah,
for sure. Keeping him psychically shielded is a big deal. I would probably put him up in like chapter approved.
I think he's top of chapter approved. I would say he's up there with like the Gravis Captain and the Walking Chaplain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's just very good.
He's just quite good. What does he join?
He can join basically any of the Primaris foot guys.
So you put him in Sternguard, who got significantly worse.
Sternguard or Hellblasters.
Because this was with the old book. So Sternguard were a lot better.
Were a lot better, yeah.
So then you almost certainly put him in with Hellblasters. And I don't know if I really want him in with Hellblasters that much.
True.
Like,
okay, maybe he can't really. Okay, he is good, but he can't join anything awesome.
yes.
Yeah.
There's nothing that great for him to join because Sternguard got wildly worse since your game in Desasha.
That is true.
Because that was with old codex.
Old Marines, yeah.
Old Marines.
They lost the shoot twice, right?
They lost the shoot twice. They now reroll wound rolls of 1 on a devastating wound weapon, which is fine. I think they have to shoot at your oath target too to get that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not great.
Yeah, they used to shoot twice when they killed something once a game.
Yeah, Sasha was like, okay, these 2 bolters are going to split fire and kill your Hawks, and then the rest of the unit's going to kill a Night Spinner. Oh, I killed the Hawks? Great. I'm going to shoot and kill the other Night Spinner.
Yeah. No,
it was really annoying.
That's strong.
It was great, yeah.
Yeah. But he gets a lot worse outside of that.
Yeah, okay.
The Librarian in Terminator armor.
He gives his unit sustained 1.
Which is not bad.
It's not bad.
How many points does this do?
Let's find out. 75.
Okay, so he has the same points cost as the Terminator Chaplain.
I probably rather have the Chaplain.
It's close, right? So you don't get Leadership 5, which is a big deal.
You don't.
But what you do get is you get a gun that is pretty decent. Mm-hmm. And you get a 4-up Feel No Pain against a different thing.
Yes.
So 4-up Feel No Pain against Psychic attacks versus 4-up Feel No Pain against Mortals. Mortals is probably better.
I think so, but if you have a lot of Thousand Sons in your meta, this guy's great.
If you have a lot of Thousand Sons, if you have a lot... but the Mortals is good there. But the Psychic attacks are that do the Mortals you get 4-up against.
Yeah.
You have a lot of Demons.
Demons, Grey Knights.
Grey Knights would really hate this. But that's about it.
Yeah.
Mortals is probably more relevant because Grenade Strat Tank Shock is something that a lot of armies have.
Yeah.
And then when you lead the unit, you get sustained hits instead of +1 to wound, which if you're going to the oath target is probably better, but if you're going to any other target is probably worse. So
he's not bad. I think he's probably codex compliant or chapter approved.
That does sound right to me. I think he's codex compliant.
I think so. He's fine. He's just fine.
He's fine. All right, we've got the Phobos Librarian. So stealthy, he's kind of off the page.
He's very good. So the big thing is he gets his unit load up.
Yes.
Which is, how many points is he now? He's 70 points. Yeah, he's great.
He's great.
He's just good.
The Librarian in Phobos Armor, what he does is he makes his unit unable to be shot outside 12.
Mm-hmm. So you take him and the Infiltrators, and then you can't be shot. Yep. I think he's one of the better HQs in the book.
Yes. So Infiltrators cannot be deep struck within 12 of, and then he joins the unit and says, you can't shoot me unless you are within 12, so you can never shoot them out of reserves. And they also can just run around the board and be very annoying to deal with. There's 170 points for that unit.
It's great.
Yeah, it's a very good unit. It is also an incredible tech piece against...
Night Spinners. Against
Night Spinners, GSC, Indirect in general, and Deep Strike and Shoot in general. Hate that combination with a fiery passion.
Yep. And
it is very good. It's just very good.
Yep.
There's nothing else to be said about it.
top of Angels of Death.
Yeah.
All
right, we got
Primaris Lieutenant.
A lieutenant, yeah. Well, the thing is, you can hold your backfield with it, but you can also push up with it and force your opponent to get within 12 of you.
It can move. If you get close to it, it's hard to charge. It's just annoying.
It's super annoying unit.
Yeah.
Like, you can take multiples even. And that, it's not bad either.
The Librarian also adds a lot of damage to that output, because his gun is, again, it's not terrible.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, big fan of that. That guy is great. If I were to play Marines... If I were to play like a mid-range Marines, right, not like a Black Templars, I'm going to take my army and I'm going to shove it into your army.
Yeah.
I would include 1 to 2 units of that.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay.
Also, Black Templars cannot suffer the witch, but you know.
Yeah, that's fair. Lieutenant.
Oh, the Librarian is very good against Tyranids.
Oh, he is?
Yes, because Maleceptors and Zoanthropes are psychic weapons. Huh. So that, I think is going to
yeah.
Because that's a whole relevant matchup that is...
he's actually better than the Chaplain.
That he's actually better than the Chaplain in.
Yeah. Okay. The Lieutenant. So he is... How many points is he now? He's 65 points. And he gives his unit lethal hits, fallback, shoot, and charge.
Pretty decent.
It's not bad.
Yeah, he's... yeah, he's pretty decent.
He can join Assault Intercessors, Blade Guards, Company Heroes, Hellblasters, Infernus Marines, Intercessors, Stern Guard Veterans, and a Tactical Squad.
Yeah, so I think you either join him to Blade Guard, Company Heroes...
Or Hellblasters.
Or Hellblasters, because he gives him fallback and shoot.
He also gives him lethal hits.
Lethal hits, that's all good.
He's just good.
If you are taking Black Templars, you take the Sword Brethren, you
Yeah.
take the Castellan instead, which is just a lieutenant with a funky skin.
Yep.
But I think he's all right.
I think he's fine.
Yeah,
he very much suffers from the this could just be more dudes problem.
Yeah, fallback, shoot, and charge is something that is a lot of time covered in your detachment, or is not something that comes up all the time. And when you take a buff character for a unit, you want something that comes up all the time. Now, lethal hits, not bad.
He's pretty good.
Not bad. So I could see him being, up here with the guys where if you took him, I'm not like mad about it, but I probably wouldn't. And again, we're gonna get to every single super chat. We're just gonna do them all at the end. So just so people know. All right, let's go from somebody who does not raise my resting heart rate at all to somebody who gets me real excited. Let's
By far the best character in this book.
Yes, Lieutenant with Combi-Weapon. No,
just straight to the top.
Straight to the top. This dude's great. I just moved the Apothecary Biologis down without asking you.
So what does he do? He is a 5-up view and low pain infiltrator lone op with stealth.
Yes,
which is a bucket of insanity good options.
Yes.
At the start of the battle, he picks an objective, and your whole army rolls 1s to wound against units on that objective.
Yep, no range requirement anymore. It used to be units within 6 of him. Yeah, it's not that anymore. It's just units in your army.
Yeah.
Now, you can't include 3 of these and pick 3 objectives. That's not how it works.
Sadly.
But you do, if you include one of these guys, just get reroll 1s to wound, no matter where he is or if he's alive or dead. Actually,
while this
model is on the board, so he does have to be alive. My bad, but there is no range restriction for it. So
yeah, he's insane. He's 70 points.
He's 70 points. He is one of the best characters in the game.
The thing is, he's a lone op with like stealth and infiltrators, which by on its own is just a good combo, and you take him for that alone.
He also has Feel No Pain 5+, and a good armor save. If you get within 9 inches,
he moves.
He just moves.
So you can't really charge him. You can't really shoot him.
Yeah.
He's just really good.
He's just
really good.
Really good. He's cheaper than the Eversur.
Yep.
And the Eversur dies if anyone even so much as glances in his direction.
Yeah. He is by far the best character in this book. It's not even close.
Yes.
Did you move the Apothecary Biologis down?
Without asking, yes.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. I think he's less good than the ones above him. Yeah.
All right, Lieutenant in Phobos armor. Does the Castellan have 1 less attack than the normal Lieutenant? That is embarrassing.
Wow.
I will still call him a Castellan, but damn, he needs to work out more.
Wow. Okay, so the Lieutenant in Phobos armor, he gets to make a D6-inch fire and fade after his unit shoots.
Ooh, D6 is rough, man, because you roll that 1, you're like, my base is no fit back behind the wall.
Notably, he can charge afterwards, though. So
Well,
you
that's
take your
interesting.
10-man Hounds of Mordecai, and then you add the Phobos Lieutenant. They come out of reserves, they shoot, they move d6 inches, and they charge.
Okay, that's actually not terrible.
It's really not terrible.
Yes.
I talked about it in my Space Wolf combo video for the War Room.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I do actually like that. Coming out of reserves and declaring reliable charges with units that want to do that.
Yep.
And then get lethal hits.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
No, he's not great. He's probably Codex compliant or Brother Iron Pintier. Yeah, he's there. He's there. Other than that, he does nothing. He has paired combat blades. So.
And answer the question in chat. The Combi Lieutenant's move, you can totally move after they get within 9 of you, and then when they go to charge you, you're Phobos, so you just moves another 6 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's miserable. Like, World Eaters are just like, that guy doesn't exist because I can't address that problem at all.
Yep.
Okay, we've got the Reiver Lieutenant.
Why are there so many lieutenants?
I don't know. I feel like they were priced into this from some decisions back at the beginning of 9th edition, but yeah.
He increases the Terror troops range by 3 inches.
Sick.
I think he does not support this action. He's really, really not good.
What does he join?
Reivers.
Wow, that's bad.
It's only Reivers.
That's not ideal.
Yeah.
Sick. What do Reivers do?
Let's go find out.
Oh boy.
If I remember correctly, nothing.
Well, that would be the wrong amount of things to do, for sure.
So many units in the Space Marine Codex. I found the Reivers.
What is the Terror Troops radius?
-1 leadership.
Wow, that's terrible. Okay, go to the other side of the Ancient, buddy.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow, these guys are terrible.
Yeah, it's not great. All right, so I believe we're at the last of the generic characters. We are at the Techmarine. It's not the Techmarine in Gravis armor, Techmarine in Terminator armor, Techmarine in Phobos armor, Techmarine in boobity boobity armor. It's just the Techmarine. What does he do?
I need to go find him. Is he at the bottom? He's at the bottom. Okay. So he picks a vehicle and it gets plus D3 wounds. It heals D3 wounds and he gets +1 to hit.
Oh my god, he doesn't have a grav shoot, so you can't deep strike the unit or whatever a grav shoot does nowadays.
Oh, that's so funny.
Takes away their deep strike. He's
That's
actively bad for the unit he joins.
Yeah.
Sick. Sick. So cool.
That's hilarious.
This is the worst character in the
How
book.
many
I thought it was
points
the
is he?
Ancient. He better be negative.
If he was like 5 points, he'd be good. A lieutenant in Reaver armor is 55 points. Nope, he is 50 points too many.
Yep.
If he was 5 points, I would consider taking 3, but I might not do it.
Yeah.
Okay, the Techmarine.
All right, what do we got?
He gets Super Saiyan if you kill a vehicle near him.
Yeah, he gets big mad. It's a vehicle within 12, too, so, like, this happens.
It was relevant in a game I played.
Yeah, if you're taking Ironstorm, this just will happen every game.
And then he can, like, heal a character vehicle and heal it, and then give it +1 to hit.
Okay.
And he hits, like, actually kind of hard.
Yeah, if you get the +3 attacks?
+2 attacks. Sorry, +3 attacks.
+3 attacks if a vehicle dies within 12 of him. That's just gonna happen. So let's talk about it in the context of the Ironstorm.
Yeah.
So in the context of the Ironstorm, he is...
he also gets blown off if he's near a vehicle, which is relevant.
That is
because you can, like, park a vehicle behind a wall and then put him outside on an objective.
That is very relevant.
Yeah.
In addition, in the Ironstorm, there are 2 very good relics.
Yeah.
Or very good enhancements that he can take and nobody else can. It is the 6-inch Aura of Lethal Hits and the Blanka Failed Save. Aura.
Yeah, I think in the context of specifically Ironstorm, he's Angels of Death.
Yes.
In the context of the Codex as a whole, he's probably Codex compliant.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want him in an Ironstorm, but I'm not taking an Ironstorm without him.
You wouldn't want him outside of an Ironstorm.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, do we put him up here? Because in an Ironstorm build, you're going to see 2 of these.
Yeah.
Or we could split the difference and
I think
put him
he
down
put him in
here.
Codex compliant.
Okay.
Sorry, chapter approved. Because with the understanding that, like, he's super good in an Ironstorm, but you're not going to take him outside of an Ironstorm.
He's, like, alright in an Ironstorm. He's just, like, required, and then he's, like, dink, dink, dink on a Redemptor occasionally.
Yeah.
It's the wrong timing on his repair, too. It's in the command phase within 3 inches.
It's not great.
So you don't get to move first. So he basically pre-calls who he's healing, and then you walk up and you hope that it survives the turn.
Yeah.
But, again, in an Ironstorm, He's pretty decent. Actually, in Ironstorm, I think he's chapter approved. I don't...
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, I think he's chapter approved.
Fine.
All right, so we got Guilliman. We are now into the fun characters, not the 30 flavors of a character that's
How many
like...
lieutenants are there? There's like 6.
And very few of them answer the question successfully of, why isn't this just another guy?
Yeah. Basically, chapter approved and above is acceptable for, like, this is a character I would take. Anything below that is just take more dudes.
Yeah, I honestly think I'm going to move the Librarian and this guy down.
I agree. The Foot Librarian is good. There's just nothing I want him to join.
I think the regular LT goes here.
I agree. Yeah.
Cool. Anyway, we're on to the cool characters. We've got Guilliman.
Roboute Guilliman. So he's 360 points.
He went down.
Yeah.
He went down.
So what does he give you? He gives you a lot. He himself slams.
Yes. Hits very
hard.
Very hard.
He is durable. And then he has a pick 3, and they're all... 2 of them are pretty good. Which either free strat or pick 2 Oath of Moment targets.
What's the last one?
+1 leadership in real battle shocks.
That's...
Sorry, +1 OC in real battle shocks.
That's not...
It's good in Tyranids.
Do you pick in the command phase?
In the command phase, yes.
So you can pick it to score an objective.
Yes.
Which you probably would do, honestly, if you like score 1 or 2 objectives. But the 12-inch free stratagem every turn is not bad. It's a lot of the time it's going to be Armor of Contempt.
Agreed.
In the Ironstorm, it's pretty decent. In the Firestorm, it's pretty decent because there are a lot of battle.
And then he stands back up on a 3+.
He does stand up now on a 3+, not a 4+. He hits very hard. He's like a lot of things rolled into one.
Yeah. He's
super cool. Is he Angels of Death? He might be. He's
definitely at least chapter approved. He's really not bad.
It's really not bad. I think he's going to end up being chapter approved.
I think so.
The fact that his battle tactic, the stratagems went to battle tactic only, hit him a lot. And then the fact that double oath no longer double rerolls wounds, which is the good part of it, also hit him pretty hard.
But like by himself, he does just run around like kicking things.
Yeah. Which he does worse than the lion, but like, okay, whatever. Sure. He does other things in addition.
I mean, 7 attacks at 14, 4/4 with lethal hits is good.
It is quite good. The thing you're going to use him for is his abilities, right? The double oath or the double free or the free strat every turn. And those are fine, but they've gotten a lot worse.
I agree. I think he's chapter approved.
I think he's pretty damn solid in chapter approved. Let's talk about Calgar, whose stonks have risen quite high.
Calgar somehow actually just very good.
Yeah. So how many points is this boy?
Let me find out.
He's going to be under
Marneus.
From
okay,
Marneus.
he's 185.
Okay, but he comes with
two dudes.
2 dudes.
Yeah. So you get 1 Calgar and 2 Victrix Honor Guard. Victrix Honor Guard, which are just like Bladeguard.
Yep, are they literally Bladeguard?
I think they're literally just Bladeguard.
They have an extra attack.
Cool, they're extra attack.
Yeah, they're 5 attack Bladeguard. That's not bad.
Yeah. He gives us, fall back, shoot, advance, and charge.
Okay, that's pretty decent. He also hits pretty hard, right?
Shoot. Yeah, fall back, shoot, advance, and charge.
That's pretty good.
Yes.
And he himself hits really hard with 6 attacks that are twin linked at 8/3/3.
Yes, and he also gives you a CP every command phase.
And if you're in a Bladeguard unit, you will reroll 1s to hit. So you'll reroll hits and you'll reroll wounds with him. And he hits very hard, and he gives you an extra CP just straight up, which is an insane ability now.
I like this guy a lot in Aggressors.
Yep, he's good in Aggressors because you can advance.
He's just good.
Advance, shoot, and charge is
also,
very good.
His 2 idiot friends they're not leaders, so they can die first.
Yep. They're how many wounds apiece? 3?
3?
Yeah, with a 2-up, 4-up.
Yeah, so you just in cover armor contempt, you just park these idiots in front and like they die for the unit.
Yep. So either a high AP weapon or a low AP weapon can bounce off the 2-up save, armor of contempt, and cover.
Yeah.
Or the 4-up invuln if you take like an AP4,
Yeah.
Like
for example, I have Avatar Brain Bite right now, but like into Aggressors, the Avatar kills every aggressor every time.
Yes.
Into these guys, all of a sudden he kills 2.
He kills the 2 guys.
And that's it.
And then takes maybe a lot of damage, then they fall back and blow him up.
Yep. I think Marneus Calgar is Angels of Death.
For sure.
I think he's just very good.
He is... Yeah, he's just very good.
He's just very good.
He does everything you want him to do.
Yep.
He gives the unit a little more durability in a way that they really, really want.
Yep.
He hits quite hard. He gives you a CP a turn, which I will say the factions that had free strats and that got nerfed, and then the factions that had free just an extra CP every turn and that didn't, it's a massive difference.
I mean, you also in Space Marines can get CP and free strat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is, you're just... But, usually it's just now Calgar has stepped into the space that Guilliman left.
Calgar is better than Guilliman. He's also
Calgar
half the cost.
Is definitely better than Guilliman. He is literally half the cost. You can get him plus a unit of Bladeguard to attach him to, and that is the same points cost as Guilliman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's just way better. Mm-hmm. Him in Aggressors is also really good, as you pointed out. And can he join a unit with a lieutenant?
He's a chapter master. Yeah, so he's
Yes, so you can take him in a unit of aggressors with the lieutenant. There's no aggressor lieutenant. Damn it. But you could take him in a squad of Bladeguard with a lieutenant.
You could put a Harmacist in there, couldn't you?
You can't.
Oh.
Because it specifies exactly who gets to. And it would be under lieutenant. So no, you can't do that, unfortunately.
It's true, but he's not.
And if you attach a lieutenant in, he gives you fallback, shoot, and charge, which you already have.
There's not a Bladeguard lieutenant, right? There's a lieutenant Bladeguard.
No, there's not.
No, there's a lieutenant of the...
You can put them in Bladeguard. That's fine. What I was mostly looking for was a caddy for Fire Discipline.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I don't believe the Apothecary Biologis can join the unit, but if you want to double check that. Because that unit is a monster.
Sean Rice did that. Might have been old code.
Somebody in the chat says it's totally fine to do it.
Yes, you can.
You can?
Yes.
All right, we're back in it, folks.
Yeah.
That unit sounds sick.
So Sean Rice ran this unit into me. It was Calgar, Aggressors, and an Apothecary Biologis, and it was terrifying. Because it had the lethal hits, and then it got to advance and shoot and charge, and it was just good in combat. And then I shot a bunch of stuff at it, and then the Victrix Honor Guides were like, 2 Armor Contempt, and I was like, wait, all of my AP2 doesn't do any damage to this unit.
Yes. Yeah, no, he's very good in that unit. That plus the Harmacist. I could have sworn the Harmacist couldn't, but it can.
You can attach
we
this
have
model,
checked.
even if you have a Captain or Chapter Master model attached to it.
And so you just rock people's world.
Yeah.
You couldn't even put him in Bladeguard, and he does really good work in Bladeguard too.
I think Calgar is just very good.
He's very
just very good.
And then the extra CP makes your entire rest of your army work.
Yeah.
It also lets you take the best part of fixed and the best part of tactical at the same time, because the best part of tactical is that you have CP to use to kill your opponent with, and the best part of fixed is that you can have a very solid game plan.
Yep.
A very consistent game plan, but you can take the fixed while getting your extra CP every turn from Calgar, and now I want to play that.
Yeah.
Okay, CATO SICARIUS.
CATO SICARIUS. So he's got a plasma pistol and a power sword. He can join a variety of walking Primaris Marines.
Sick.
And a tactical squad. He gives his unit Scout and Assault. And then once per turn, if you aim to move within 9 inches, you get to move 6 inches.
Once per turn. He's alright.
How many points is this model? Let's find out.
Captain SICARIUS.
I wonder. He's 85 points.
He's alright.
I feel like I would just rather have something else, though.
Yes. I think he's kind of fallen into the codex compliant tier of stuff I don't want.
Yep, I completely agree. I would put him, with the regular walking captain.
Yep.
Okay.
Uriel
Ventris. A model that does something interesting.
Yes.
So he also has a power sword and a bolter or whatever. He can join a variety of dudes. So while he's leading a unit, you can use stratagems on that unit, even if it's battle shocked.
Okay.
And he gets to pick one Adeptus Sorties infantry unit and deep strike it. As Chat pointed out, you could deep strike that Calgar aggressor brick.
That is quite good.
Yep.
When you need it, you got it. And then you can rapid ingress, advance up, shoot, charge, and just start punching a hole clean in your opponent's face.
Yep.
And when you don't need it, he can deep strike a different unit. Not as good, but, pretty good. Mm-hmm. And what can he join?
He can join Assault Intercessors, Bladeguard Veterans, Company Heroes, Intercessors, Sternguard Veterans, and a Tactical Squad.
Okay, him and Company Vets is not terrible.
It's not terrible.
So Company Vets are not on this list, but they are a new unit. They're, I believe, 95 points for just 4 dudes with 4 wounds that kind of do things better than a regular Marine would. and it's just kind of efficient. So if you have a dude to put in there, a captain to put in there, that the unit's not bad.
It's really not bad.
It's just kind of efficient for its stats.
The heavy bolter in that
It's the best heavy bolter of all time. It's still a heavy bolter.
I know, it's true.
Kind of. Yeah.
It's like sustained 2, damage 3 or something crazy.
The nice part about Uriel Ventris is that he can...
He's only 75 points.
He buffs a unit he's not attached to.
Yes.
Which is kind of rare. Calgar does the same thing because he gives you CP, and the CP can go anywhere in your army.
Yeah, no, I don't think Uriel's bad. I think he's chapter approved.
I think he's pretty...
I think he's there with Guilliman.
I think he's up there with Guilliman. He's quite good. I think Calgar plus Uriel, and then a bunch of aggressors, and then just a solid army behind it is a pretty good army. All right, what do we got for Tiggy? I used to run this guy back in 7th edition. I of course, did not do fair things with him. I did unfair things.
Okay, so is he Chief Librarian? Is that what he called?
That's probably is it, yes.
Okay.
Chief Librarian.
Librarian Tigerius.
Chief Librarian Vero Tigerius, I believe.
His name is Vero?
I think it's
that's
Vero.
Actually
I could
a really
be wrong.
Cool name.
I could be wrong.
Jack,
I probably
corrects
am wrong.
Jack if he's wrong.
Yes.
Where is he? Okay, he's 75 points.
Okay, pretty cheap. Pretty
He
on the
has
cheap
4
end.
Feel No Panic and Psychic Attacks and Mortal Wounds. So he's the best part of both Librarians. He gives his unit -1 to hit, and once a battle rounds, you can target the unit with either Interrupt, Overwatch, Go to Ground, or Heroic Intervention.
For free?
For free.
Interrupt, Overwatch, Heroic Intervention, or Go to Ground?
But not if you've already done it. Have you ever used the Go to Ground stratagem?
Never.
I've never used it.
Cover is so free in this game.
Yeah.
It is Vero.
Does it give you a 6-up invul?
It gives you cover and a 6-up invul.
Okay.
Yeah. People keep thinking it gives you stealth, and it doesn't. Is that all he does?
His gun is not bad. 2d6 shot, 6/2/2 blast.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's not bad.
What can he join?
Assault Intercessors, Blade Guards, Desolations, Devastators, Intercessors, Stern Guard, and Tacticals.
That's all right, honestly. That is not bad.
He's not
Free
terrible.
Heroic Intervention is decent. Free Overwatch is decent. I mean, he's going to fall pretty firmly into, like, the rest of the librarians tier, but, like...
He's not bad.
I think he's better than a
okay.
generic Libby.
He has a 4-pin invul now.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was a combination that I that I heard about at Tampa that somebody figured out where you can deep strike Calgar's unit in the Firestorm next to a Land Raider, shoot, and then use the strat to get into the Land Raider. If you haven't already, like, because you didn't disembark from a vehicle that turn, so you're eligible to target the strat, and then you just get in.
That's really good.
It's pretty
That's
damn cute.
actually really
It
good.
does not have
Fire
a
discipline,
it does not have fire discipline, for the record, but, like, that is very cute. And then if they shoot the transport, you get out and shoot them.
They're just, like, living in the doorway, like, wah!
Because, yeah, if they shoot the transport, there's a strat to get out, shoot, and then your turn you shoot, and then you get back in the transport.
Where's Khan? I found him.
Kor'sarro Khan.
Kor'sarro Khan.
He got way better in the new codex because he can join Bladeguard now, which he could not before. Same with Agrax Agatone, we will get to.
Mm-hmm. So Khan is a devastating wounds precision 6 attacks at 5/2/2. He's a captain. Other than that, he does not have right to battle. Every time he kills a character, you get a CP.
Okay.
He can join a variety of things, notably Bladeguard, and he gives that unit Assault and Lance.
Okay, Assault's not great. Because you want him in Bladeguard, realistically.
Yeah, the problem is in a Gladius they can get Lance anyways. So just take a captain.
Yeah, but imagine you're not taking a Gladius.
You're not taking a Gladius.
And also you get Lance in 2 places.
That's
and you also don't have to spend CP on it. And how good is he at killing another character? Is he precision based?
Precision based, devastating wounds at 5/2/2, 6 attacks at 8/2.
Okay, so in a Bladeguard unit, you go in, you almost certainly will kill the enemy character. Because you're rerolling 1s to hit natively, and then you are devastating wounds with precision 6/2.
He's 70 points.
Okay. He's pretty damn good.
He's not bad.
In a Bladeguard unit.
You know what the worst part about Khan is, though? Ansung has no rule. Or Anzuk?
Anzuk.
Anzuk has no rule.
That's at least how John pronounces it, so I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, this little bird boy doesn't do anything, but he himself gives a unit Lance, gives you a CP if he kills something, and hits decently hard.
Okay,
I won't say he's
comply.
like amazing or nothing,
he's
but
fine.
he's like...
I put him with Captain SICARIUS. He's like there.
He's there.
He's there.
All right, let's talk about some good characters for a second. Actually, I think we've got like a slate of 5 really good characters in a row.
Yes, agreed.
We've got Vulkan He'Stan.
So he's got a pretty good, like, souped-up heavy flamer. And his spear's not bad. 6 attacks at 6/2/2. He has Fuel No Pain 6 up. He can join a bunch of stuff, notably Infernus Marines.
Yes.
He picks a target in the shooting phase, and you get to reroll wound rolls with Melta and Torrent weapons, which is big stonks up right now.
It's very good.
And then at the start of the battle, he picks an objective marker, and he becomes a Norn. And he gets Feel No Pain 4 up, Leadership 5, and OC 10. So he just, like, picks an objective in Gandalf's You Shall Not Pass.
Yes, as well as picking a target every turn to, like, feel what you felt with Oath before. Yeah, he's quite good in the Firestorm because you can get devastating wounds on flamers.
Yeah, he's 100 points.
So you go in an Infernus Marine squad, maybe in like a Repulsor or something, and he's all right. Right? He amps the damage of your army, which is quite good. Rerolling Melta is good now that Melta's Strength 9 vehicles are not Toughness 7 anymore. I think he's pretty good. Just being able to point at a unit and say, you died a Flamer in Melta is a thing that Marines are interested in now.
Oh, yeah. I think he's very good. I think he's chapter. No, I'd say Angels of Death.
I think he's notably better than a lot of this stuff.
Yeah. Well, a lot of this stuff is good, but it requires, like, situationally, he's just good all the time.
Yeah. As long as you build your army around him, he'll be good.
Yep.
Now, the thing that I think is very embarrassing for Khan is that he is bad, actively bad in the White Scars detachment.
Oh, he's terrible in the White Scars detachment.
Yeah, he's not mounted.
No,
he's actively bad in the White Scars detachment.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the White Scars detachment's not great.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right, Agrax Agatone. Okay. This guy had the same thing that Khan had, where he was great, but he could join intercessors.
Now he can join
terrible.
Bladeguard.
Now he can join Bladeguard.
What does he join Bladeguard? And he gives him real wounds.
Yes. All right. Sweet. They reroll ones to hit natively.
He also halves the objective characteristic of enemy units within engagement range of him.
Well, not all of his rolls are bangers, but the reroll wound rolls is pretty slick, and he himself hits damn hard.
5 attacks at 10/2/3. Reroll ones to hit. Reroll wounds.
Yeah. So ones to hit or ones on invuln saves is coming out of the Bladeguard unit. Yes. And then he makes them reroll wounds. And that Bladeguard unit does actually hit quite hard.
He is very good.
He's very
good.
How many points was he again?
85.
85 for reroll wounds?
Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah.
He's there.
Yeah, he's like up here somewhere. Honestly, the order doesn't particularly matter that much. He's just quite good.
Darnath Lysander.
And Tor Garadon. You had yourself an experience. Same with Nick, actually. Nick also had an experience with both of these. Nick lost to them.
So I almost lost.
You came very close.
Yes.
I looked and I was like, oh, well, all right. Sasha's got some things on his home objective. And then I realized that was actually your home objective. And he had also had things on his home objective. And that's not good.
But I had a Weight Leaper there.
Yes.
And that was the reason I won that game, was that Weight Leaper kind of rolled high and killed the Techmarine with a Melta gun.
That's pretty good. When I can't tell which objective is your home objective, you're in some trouble.
Yeah, you are.
And Tor Garadon was just camping one of them. So what does Lysander do?
So Lysander is a Terminator dude, a Terminator captain. While he's leading a unit, -1 to wound is strength higher than toughness. And then once a phase, he can just be like, no, and give himself a 2-up invulnerable save in melee.
So the way Sasha Edelkraut is a very good player from the Northeast United States. He's not from there, he's from Germany, but he's been in the Northeast United States for a long time.
5 attacks at 10/3/3 with devastating wounds.
Yeah. So Sasha is from Germany, but he's been in the Northeast United States for as long as I've been playing 40k. He is very, very good. He flies under the radar. His models are painted gorgeously.
He won best overall.
Like not close. His models are gorgeous. He's very nice. All around, he is best overall, I would say. He was running Darnath Lysander solo. And the reason he was running him solo was because he's just kind of decent stats by himself, especially if you drop him in a rapid ingress him in. He wins skirmish fights, and having a 2-up invuln in melee is pretty nuts on the turn your opponent's like, 8 pound. Go kill him.
Yeah, he's just like, ka-chink.
Yes.
I like him just alone.
How many points is he?
Let's find out. Darnath Lysander. Let's find out. Is it going to be Lysander or Darnath Lysander?
It should be Darnath.
He's 100 points.
He's 100 points for that stat line. Not bad.
I think he's quite good.
Yeah.
He's a great rapid ingress target, too.
Yep. He's just, you can't really ignore him beating on your doorstep, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just...
If he is leading a Terminator unit, he makes the -1 to wound if your strength's higher than toughness, which is not a bad defensive buff. It is far better than a 4-up feeling pain against mortal wounds or a 4-up against psychic attacks.
Yes.
I would much rather be -1 to wound on a toughness 5 model. That's also pretty good. Mm-hmm. So I think Darnath Lysander's like up in the here range.
I agree. Tor Garadon, unfortunately, did get much worse. He no longer gives a unit lethal hits.
What? He just doesn't do that anymore?
He doesn't do that anymore.
He
just removed that.
Oh, that's a lot worse.
He used to give lethal hits and ignores cover, and then he was great in aggressors. Now they don't do that anymore.
He doesn't do either of those?
No, he just gives him ignores cover.
Oh, that's significantly worse.
But he does punch. He's 5 attacks at 12-2, but he gets +2 strength, AP, and damage against monsters, vehicles, and fortifications. So he goes to 14-4-4 against monsters and vehicles. That
is a good thing to be +2 attacks damage.
Yeah, so he's just like go gadget and just punches out an armature.
14-4-4
yeah.
is... Boom! You die to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just don't get saves.
No, they don't.
What can he join?
Gravis dudes. Aggressors, eradicators, heavy intercessors.
Fair enough. So he just walks in and just single-handedly backhands an armature
Notably, his gun also goes to 7-3-4. Anti-vehicle 2+.
Hmm?
Yeah.
2 shots?
Yeah, 2 shots.
With ignores cover. Yeah, if you include him with a harm assist, he's exactly the same.
Yeah.
But you do have to spend those extra, like, 50-55 points. He did get a lot worse.
Yeah.
What are we thinking? Are we thinking down in, like, the Hero Ridley range or the Hero Ridley range?
I think codex compliant. I think if he had lethal hits, he'd be Angels of Death, but...
I'll put him directly under Lysander.
I agree. I think that's fair.
Lysander is great leading a Terminator unit. He's great solo.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many points is Tor Garadon? Let's actually find out.
Tor Garadon.
He's like my friend's favorite model.
He's a cool model. Sieg's turned him into a Pedro Kantor because Pedro Kantor's model is old enough to drink.
It's older than me, I think.
Yeah, Tor Garadon starts with a T.
90 points.
90. He's not
fine.
bad
he's
for 90.
Fine.
He's not bad for 90.
Yep.
He is mostly just good for what he himself does.
Yes.
Which is not awesome, but like can be fine.
Yep.
All right, Kevin. We got Kevin.
Okay, so he's got a funny 2-damage bolt pistol.
I can tell you what Kevin does because I have been very excited about how many rules Kevin has. So
damn, Kevin's claws are really good.
Yeah, they're really good. They're twin linked at 7 attacks at 5/2/2.
Wow, native precision.
Native precision. He hits very hard. He makes his unit, which is a jump pack unit, unable to be shot outside 12 inches, which is pretty gross. In addition, you can pick them up and put them back down every turn.
Notably,
also quite good.
Also is the Phobos keyword.
Yes, I was going to get to that. So he has the Phobos keyword, which means in the Vanguard detachment, he does some things. First off, when you charge his unit, they move 6. So you can't shoot them from outside 12, and if you want to give them a charge, guess what? They're running away, and then they pick up at the end of your turn, and then they pop back down again, and he also hits really hard with reroll wounds and 7 attacks. Here's the issue, though. You have to be Raven Guard if you want to do that. Which means all the characters that we've put up here that are pretty damn good, you better be giving them up for Kevin. And Kevin makes his unit very good, but he does not make your army very good.
No, he does make his unit very good, though.
But he does make his unit... He's the best at buffing his unit out of anyone here except, like... Honestly, nobody. I think he's the best at buffing his own unit.
The fact that he makes Vanguard veterans, like, good, or Assault Intercessors or whatever, good...
Yeah. If he were a generic character, you would
see him in every list.
You would see him in every single list.
Yeah.
The problem is you give up taking Calgar, who buffs your army. You give up taking Agrax, which is fine. So honestly, he's probably better than Agrax Agatone at buffing his unit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, for sure.
Yeah.
But the problem is, if you take Agrax, you get Vulkan. And Vulkan buffs your army.
Yeah.
If you take... and he's probably better than Darnath Lysander. Because Lysander only does Lysander stuff. Mm-hmm. But, like, you are competing with the other units here.
Yes.
But you get an incredible character.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, I agree. I'd say put him there.
Something like up in Angels of Death, because he is absurdly good.
Yeah, he's nuts.
How many points is he?
Let's find out. Kayvin
Shrike.
Kayvin Shrike. 100 points.
Yeah, he's nuts.
Yeah, he's nuts.
He's absolutely bananas in the Phobos detachment. The problem is, if you're doing that, you are giving up Guilliman, Calgar, Agrax and Vulkan, Ventris.
Or Azrael, or the Lion, or Thunderwolves, or Sanguinary Guard, or the Sanguinor.
Yeah, like in the Vanguard detachment, if you want to take Deathwing Knights, you're not taking Kayvin. If you want to take Sanguinary Guard or Death Company, you're not taking Kayvin. Right? Like, that is his main problem. It's not that he isn't good, it's that he has a little keyword on him that keeps him from having any friends, basically. They just don't understand his pain.
No, they don't. They just don't understand it. They never will.
And they never will.
They never will.
And they never will.
Yep.
If you could take him, as I said, like, if you could take him and he didn't have Raven Garden as a keyword, he would be, like, here, like, all the way up at the top. Yeah. Honestly, he'd be better than... He'd be better than the Soul Lieutenant.
Honestly, like, he just needs to go and, like, join the Justice League. He needs to find, like, a Robin.
He needs a character that's, like, 100 points, gives you a CP, makes Bladeguard, like, +1 attack once a game.
Yeah.
Or something.
Like that.
Just a generic character who does a generic thing that also has the Raven Guard word.
Yep.
But yes, he does give this unit the Phobos keyword, so if you charge them, they leave.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Iron Father Feirros.
Yes, we are coming down to the end of the list. What does Iron Father Feirros do other than do really, really broken stuff at the end of 8th edition?
I was going to say. So he's got a Sustain 2 Heavy Bolter, and he is like a slightly better Techmarine in combat. He gives his unit a 5-foot Velo Pain. Or he can have the Lone Op if he's near vehicles. So, yeah. And then he can pick a vehicle, and it heals 3 wounds, and it is +1 to hit. He's like a slightly better Techmarine.
And he locks you into...
Iron Hands.
Iron Hands.
He himself is... Like, Kayvin at least does something.
Kayvin does a lot of things.
Yeah. Iron Father Feirros. Iron Father Iron. Find the eyes.
Yep. Iron.
Is 95 points.
Okay.
He's not great.
So he, yeah, he's not awesome. He kind of has the same dishonor as Khan, where you don't want to take him in his own detachment.
Yeah.
Because, like, is it better to have Feirros over a Techmarine or to have Black Templar Impulsors? Black Templar Lancers?
Yeah.
You know, like, is it better to have him over a Techmarine or a Talon Master? You know, like, it's just not. And that's the problem. He just doesn't do anything.
I think he's Codex Astartes does support this action. He's definitely not Codex compliant.
Oh, no. Does not support this action? Yeah. I think he's like...
I probably got pinned you. I'll accept that.
I think
he's better. He's notably better than the Reaver Lieutenant. He does something. Okay, he's there with, like, the Ancient and the Jump Back Captain.
Yeah, he's not great.
Pedro Kantor.
Oh, yeah, he can't carry an enhancement.
Yeah, he's not good.
Yeah, he's bad. So you don't take him in the Iron Storm because a Techmarine is just wildly better than him because he can carry an enhancement. Yeah, my bad. Okay. Yeah, he's not good. You know what?
Yeah.
That's purely out of spite for 8th edition.
He's really not good, yeah.
8th edition spite puts him down there. Go to hell, Feirros.
Yeah, for $1,000, I will play Iron Father Feirros to the finals.
Okay, all right. You got to have a little more salty than that. Rezio, we'll get to your super chat at the end of all this. But,
okay,
yes.
Pedro Kantor. What does he do? He's got a 3-damage Power Fist.
He certainly does.
He can join Company Heroes, Bladeguard Veterans, Stern Guard Veterans, and a Tactical Squad.
Yes. He was a lot better back when Stern Guard Veterans were a lot better.
Once a battle, he can give his unit +1 attacks.
Yep, not even in combat.
Shooting and combat,
and lasts till the end of the turn or the end of the phase?
End of the turn.
End of the turn. So you activate shooting, and you shoot, and then you charge, and you get +1 attack.
You activate the command phase.
Sure.
Yep. Yeah. And then he, while he's leading a unit, if you're below starting strength, +1 to hit. If you're below half strength, +1 to wound.
I hate these rules.
That rule's not good.
That rule's not great. What is his points cost?
Pedro... How many points is Pedro? Let's find out. 90.
Okay. He's fine.
He's fine.
He's like, here.
He's there, yeah.
Sternguard veterans are
Worse.
not good.
No.
Honestly, the Bladeguard Ancient gives Bladeguard +1 attack.
Yeah.
Once a game. He gives Bladeguard +1 attack once a game.
Yes. Yeah.
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 He's not great.
No.
He was a lot better when Sternguard could get +1 shot and then double shoot.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a lot worse when they don't. Does Feirros give anything to a unit?
He gives it 5 of feel no pain.
Alright, that makes it better.
Okay.
Alright, so Feirros does end up in codex compliant because you can add him to a unit of something, gives him a 5 of feel no pain, and there we go.
Well, he's not a one-off, though.
Yeah, he's a completely different unit to a Techmarine.
That's true. I guess.
He's not great. You can give him heavy intercessors that make him very annoying to kill. You can give them to...
I don't know.
Bladeguard, make him hard to kill. But is he as good as some of this other stuff?
No. I think he's down there. I think he's Brother Empin here.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he's better than the Reiver Lieutenant, but he's worse than, like... I don't know. I'd rather have Khan.
He doesn't have a role that he does.
He doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what I want to do is I want to just...
Yeah,
push some of these down to here.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of also doesn't do anything.
I think Khan doesn't either.
Khan
can stay? Okay, I'll accept that.
I think Khan can stay.
Khan can stay.
The regular Apothecary and these guys here...
They're better than those. Like, those things are just garbage.
The Ancient and the Reiver Lieutenant, they're terrible.
They're terrible.
They're so bad. Alright. I can get behind this by and large. You know? I mean, the individual tiers don't really matter, but...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that seems good to me.
This seems good. We end up with some real banger characters. Like Calgar,
really good. Yeah.
He's really good.
Yeah.
He buffs your army. He buffs his unit. He hits hard. He's a buffer. He's a beater. He's a fridge. He does all the above.
When was the last time Marneus Calgar was good?
I do not know. A while ago, for sure.
Yeah.
Agrax Agatone has never been good.
No, he's good now.
He's good now.
Kevin's really good.
Kevin is pretty good. I will not call him
really
anything
good.
else.
Like, even Lysander is like... I was very impressed when I was played against Lysander in the Shadowrun Major. I was like, what is happening here?
Yes.
Being beaten by Imperial Fists.
All right. Well, I think that we did not do, obviously, like Dark Angel characters, Blood Angel characters.
We would be here for another 2 hours if we had to do every character. Yeah.
We might do that in the future.
Yep.
Possibly. Next week is going to be the units. So that one's going to be longer. It's going to be longer.
So we have units, not vehicles? Right.
It might be vehicles. I would have to double check. Because we do need to make sure that this doesn't take 30 years per one. Mm-hmm. But let's get to some of these super chats before we head out of here for today. So we've got Mithril Blade 04 all the way at the start. $5 super chat. Thank you very much. Bladeguard Ancient is a good enhancement caddy for an epic hero in Bladeguard, like Agrax or Ancient Defender of Humanity. He's better than a regular Ancient.
He is. That's
for
why
sure.
he's Brother Ironpin here.
You can Agrax plus a Bladeguard Ancient plus some kind of like enhancement to make the unit hit harder. On that turn you go in, you pop +1 attack. You do hit really hard.
Yes.
And that's pretty decent. I don't hate that. If you want to take that, I think that's all right. I think that's pretty decent. It's 45 points for the Bladeguard Ancient, so go wild.
The problem is he's +1 attack once a game and then does nothing else.
Gives them +1 OC, and then Agrax has their OC.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Yeah, it's not ideal, but there's a reason we put him down there. But that is actually a very cool way to use him.
Yeah, it definitely keeps him out of, does not support this action.
Yes. Relic Scuppin, again, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Yep. We got Erwin Buckle. Do you think the Biker Chaplain and Termi Captain have more play in Dark Angels?
I think the Termi Captain does, because you can join Deathwing Knights.
Yes.
Biker Chaplain, not really.
Not as much. You do give a better unit Devastating Wounds.
Yes.
But
it's still really expensive for, like, a bunch of bikes.
Yes. Yeah. And if you're taking them for their plasma, they do overheat and do pop themselves. Yes. Which is a bit rough.
Not great.
Popington, $2 super chat, says Ancient with the lone op from Vanguard is a fun unit, I assume.
The Ancient?
The Ancient.
What does he do, though? I guess he's, like, cheap, but, like, just...
guess when he goes on an objective, he's a 4-up Feel No Pain?
I guess. But couldn't you just take a Gravis Captain?
You could, and he halves damage, which is probably
and he
better.
also, like, hits.
And he also hits.
Yeah.
It is fun.
It's fun.
It's
yeah,
fun.
It's fun.
It will not move the model around in our tier list though.
Yeah.
Okay, Reziel, to wrap us out, says, "No, you've been busy. Jack, are you fixing the Blood Angels list before tomorrow? Impulsors only carry 6 models."
No, they must self-destruct when he plays my Death Guard.
Yes, we are going to fix it. We did notice that.
Yeah.
Largely, it doesn't really matter the last, couple ways we solved that out. More than likely, it's just going to be either I change up the Impulsors into a Land Raider of some kind, or the Judiciars come out, because they were not that important anyway.
Yeah.
Either one of which is totally fine. I need to just tweak it a little bit and figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basic math sometimes escapes.
Yeah, it happens, yeah.
Because you just kind of go, Bladeguard can fit in in that transport. And I have some points left. I guess I'll throw a character in there without realizing, oopsie daisy.
Man, if only you could take a 5-man Bladeguard unit.
I mean, I could. I'm not going to pay for a Bladeguard I'm not taking.
Yeah.
So that is it for us for today.
Yep.
And we will be back next week ranking more Space Marine units. And this was a lot of fun. I feel like I understand all these a lot better now.
I do too. Yeah. I love that some of the name characters are way better than I expected them to be.
Calgar. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.